Every year, NASCAR makes decisions that reshape the sport. Some of those decisions are minor adjustments, quiet tweaks to a schedule that most fans barely notice. But every once in a while, NASCAR makes a move that fundamentally changes the way the championship conversation unfolds, a move that forces drivers, crew chiefs, and team owners to completely rethink their playoff strategy from the ground up. What happened in August of 2025 was exactly that kind of move. And at the center of it all sits one of the most electric venues in all of motorsport, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. To understand why this schedule change matters so much, you have to understand what Las Vegas represents in the context of NASCAR competition. This is not just a racetrack, it is a 1.5-mile intermediate oval that generates some of the fastest, most relentless, and most unpredictable racing on the entire Cup Series calendar. Cars reach speeds that push the boundaries of what the human body can comfortably process. The racing is tight, physical, and punishing. Strategy matters enormously, but so does raw speed, tyre management, and the ability to stay clean in traffic when everything around you is moving at over 200 miles per hour. Las Vegas is a venue where champions are made and championship hopes are destroyed, sometimes within the same afternoon. For years, Las Vegas Motor Speedway held a specific and significant position in the NASCAR playoff structure. It was a round of 8 venue, meaning that by the time the Cup Series arrived in the Nevada desert, the field had already been trimmed to the 8 drivers with the best chance of winning the championship. The stakes at that point in the playoff bracket are almost incomprehensibly high. One bad race, one mechanical failure, one untimely caution at the wrong moment, and a season's worth of work evaporates. That version of Las Vegas was already pressure-packed. But NASCAR decided in August 2025 that the schedule needed to evolve, and Las Vegas was moved to an earlier and equally critical position in the playoff ladder. Under the new 2026 structure, Las Vegas Motor Speedway will be part of the Round of 12. That is a significant shift in philosophy. The Round of 12 is the stage where the playoff field tightens from 12 to 8 drivers, and the pressure at that point in the season is already suffocating. Teams that arrived at the Round of 12 feeling comfortable can find themselves eliminated before they ever reach the later stages of the bracket. Moving Las Vegas into this round means that the unpredictable, high-speed, anything-can-happen nature of that track now plays a role even earlier in the elimination process. Las Vegas in 2026 will actually appear twice on the schedule. The Pennzoil 400 is set for March 15th, right in the heart of the early season, when teams are still working through their setups, finding their rhythm, and identifying where their strengths and weaknesses lie relative to the competition. An early season Las Vegas race is a genuine barometer race. It tells you a great deal about which organizations came to the year prepared and which ones are still catching up. Then comes the South Point 400 on October 4th, dropping squarely into the Round of 12, playoff round, and carrying all the weight and drama that playoff racing demands. 2 Las Vegas races in one season means that teams will need to understand that track deeply. They will need a fast car in the spring, and an even faster one in the fall. They will need to understand how the racing surface changes between visits, how tyre wear evolves over the course of a long run, and how the playoff pressure of October racing differs psychologically from the more open, exploratory atmosphere of a March afternoon. The teams that handle both Las Vegas appearances well will find themselves in a very strong position heading into the later rounds of the playoffs. The teams that stumble, even once, may find their championship hopes crumbling beneath the bright desert lights. Now here is where the broader structural changes to the 2026 playoff schedule become even more interesting. With Las Vegas shifted to the Round of 12, NASCAR needed to fill the void that the track left behind in the Round of 8. The answer was Phoenix Raceway. Phoenix will now open the Round of 8, bringing its 1-mile oval and its history of tight, strategic, track position-dependent racing into a stage of the playoffs where only the most complete and consistent teams survive. Phoenix has its own mythology in NASCAR. It is a track that rewards precise driving and punishes mistakes brutally. The inside lane advantage at Phoenix is well documented, and the ability to manage tyres over long runs while maintaining competitive lap times separates the true championship contenders from the drivers who are simply along for the ride. Making Phoenix the opener of the Round of 8 is a bold statement. NASCAR is essentially saying that if you cannot navigate this particular 1-mile oval under maximum playoff pressure, you do not deserve to advance. And then there is the championship race itself. Homestead Miami Speedway will host the finale, the moment where one driver, after a long and grinding season, claims the NASCAR Cup Series championship. Homestead has its own storied championship history, having served as the finale destination for many of the sport's most memorable title deciders in previous eras. Its return to a championship hosting role is something that long-time NASCAR fans will greet with a deep sense of nostalgia, while newer fans will come to understand why this particular venue holds such an emotional place in the sports landscape. But let us bring the focus back to what this all means for the competitive picture as it unfolds in real time during the 2026 season. The movement of Las Vegas from the round of 8 to the round of 12 changes the mathematical calculus for virtually every playoff driver. In the previous structure, if you were a driver who excelled at Las Vegas, you had a known quantity waiting for you deep in the bracket, a place where you could advance confidently or even steal a win and secure your position. Now that security blanket is gone, repositioned earlier in the process where more variables still exist and more potential chaos remains. Intermediate track specialists, drivers who thrive on the 1.5-mile style of racing that Las Vegas represents, will feel this shift keenly. In the old format, arriving at the round of 8 with Las Vegas on the horizon gave those drivers a specific kind of confidence. Now they must perform at Las Vegas in the round of 12, when the field is still larger, the competition still broader, and the margin between advancing and elimination remains razor thin. Consider also the teams that are not intermediate track specialists. Under the previous structure, those teams dreaded the Las Vegas round of 8 assignment. It represented a potential mismatch between their strengths and the demands of the track. Now they see Las Vegas arriving earlier in the round of 12, and it changes their strategic outlook. Can they survive Las Vegas long enough to reach Phoenix and Homestead, where their skills might give them a greater advantage? The chess match of NASCAR playoff strategy just gains an entirely new dimension. NASCAR reshapes its schedule for a variety of reasons: television partnerships, venue contracts, fan attendance patterns, and the desire to keep the competition fresh and unpredictable all play roles in how the schedule is constructed and reconstructed over time. But the philosophical goal's always the same. NASCAR wants its best drivers competing on its best tracks under the highest possible pressure at the most critical moments of the season. Moving Las Vegas to the round of 12 accomplishes exactly that. It puts a demanding, speed-intensive, high-drama track at a stage of the playoffs where every single point and every single finishing position carries potentially season-altering consequences. There is also something to be said for what this means for the fans. Las Vegas Motor Speedway is one of the most attended and most energetically supported venues on the NASCAR calendar. The city itself is built for spectacle, for drama, for the kind of winner-take-all atmosphere that playoff racing demands. Having Las Vegas as a round of 12 race means that the elimination drama descends on that iconic venue at exactly the right moment in the season, when the stakes are crystal clear and the tension is already at a near unbearable level. As the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series season takes shape, the new playoff structure hangs over the garage like a storm on the horizon. Every driver knows it is coming. Every crew chief has factored it into their planning. Every team owner has looked at the schedule and identified the moments where the championship can be won or lost. Las Vegas in October, Phoenix in the round of 8, Homestead for the title. It is a framework built for drama, built for unpredictability, and built for the kind of racing moments that fans will be talking about for years. The 2026 NASCAR playoffs are coming, and with this new structure in place, nothing is guaranteed, nothing is safe, and everything is on the line from the moment the green flag drops. Buckle up.